Hello everyone, it's Danny over here, and today I welcome you back to my podcast. It's a long time I didn't done that kind of stuff solo. Forgive me if I'm not looking in a camera, as I have a laptop over here and I'm monitoring what is going on. I hope you hear me well, because I've done some adjustments with the microphone. I have some play with the settings to limit the surroundings around me so the microphone gets activated only by my voice. I hope that's gonna work well. So a little bit about myself. I'm a personal trainer. I teach mainly calisthenics, which is a bodyweight training. And today we're gonna be talking about ways how you can take your training to the next level, how you can evolve your training into a better practice. It's like a fill in from the previous podcast I've done with Wojtek. I mentioned that before, so we're gonna unveil more about it later on. Okay, if you're watching on the Facebook, please come to the YouTube and do me a solid, click the subscribe and like. Let's get those likes up. I would really like to see if you like it. All right, let's run the bumper and let's do it. Okay, so the things we're gonna talk about today, 2 ways to improve your training. You can apply them to any exercise that you're gonna be doing. I'm gonna take, for example, pull-ups today, and we're gonna work around pull-ups. But you can literally apply this to any single exercise you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's one of the basics or one of the skills. It really doesn't matter. But before we move into the principles, let's explain a little bit about the strength. So I'm a huge believer that if you achieve the strength first, the muscle and endurance will follow. Obviously, if you are endurance-based athlete, you need to train specifically to your sport. So if you train running, the stuff I'm gonna be saying here doesn't gonna apply to you, because you want a more speed and more leg endurance. But even if you're running, you still need to work on your strength of your legs. So that shouldn't be a big issue. Okay, let's move on. So how do we develop strength? So if you think about strength is a skill, right? You're teaching your mind that your muscle need more strength, more motor units, more muscle fibers to perform the motion, right? But the strength comes not only from the strength of the muscle itself, but also its tendons and ligaments, right? So they need also the time to catch up. And the principles we're going to discuss today are based on high volume versus soreness and stuff like that. And if we talk about soreness, right? So you can get sore during a training. Is it good or not? If you feel sore for 2 days, it is and it's not, right? So, for example, let's take two different people. One person have loads of time for training, and the other person doesn't have much time for a training. Right? Let's say, for example, they can only hit 3 sessions a week, while the first person can train literally every day or even twice a day. So the first person would be me. The second person would be average person working 9 to 5, having kids, right? Three sessions a week. So that person can actually benefit from getting sore during a training. The first person, which is me, that trains sometimes twice a day, it literally doesn't gonna work with me. Why? Because if you allow your muscles be sore. You need to rest them for around 72 hours to be useful and can perform at the same level that you've the previous session. So that leads us also to is there something like overtraining? You probably figured it out already from what I said, that if you rest enough, you're not gonna overtrain yourself, and you will be able to perform. So if you allow yourself enough rest and you plan your workouts accordingly, you're not gonna be sore, and you're not gonna be overtrained. The whole principles of today, the main principle that connects all the stuff we're gonna talk about today, is also to don't get sore while training. It's really important, so you can train as often as possible. And the first principle we're gonna talk about is low reps, loads of sets, and short rests. So if you've been following me, you notice I'm doing loads of burpees. Now with the team, we're doing 100 pull-ups a day. And how do I do that? Almost every day. Obviously, I'm taking a day's rest, like I'm doing it now. For example, at the time of recording this, today I'm not doing anything. I was relaxing because I felt that I need to relax and reset a little bit. And so let's say my max pull up for this principle, my max pull ups are 10. So I'm gonna break it down into my goal of the session, let's say, is that 100, right? So I'm breaking it down on five pull-ups a set. I rest for around 30 to 45 seconds, around 1 minute, and then I do another set, and I do 20 of them. In that way, I'm doing the repetitive motion that will provide me with the further increase in strength, endurance, by tendon and ligaments adaptation. Obviously, doing something like that, you need to stretch accordingly, and you need to recover from this sort of exercises, right? So if you planning to start something like that, I would advise you to give yourself slightly longer rest and then slowly work it down. So if I'm doing 30 seconds, you can start with doing it on 1 minute or maybe 1 minute 20, and then proceed from that. That's still going to be a fairly short workout, and it shouldn't be a big problem. A sip of water. Let's say, for example, you would do not every day like I'm doing, but let's say you would do this every second day without getting sore. The whole idea is to don't get sore. So your goal might be not 100 pull-ups, but like, for example, 50. If you don't get sore, you don't have to recover. The main thing about pull-ups and all the bodyweight exercises is that we recover very, very fast from them. There is no external load that puts the pressure and high levers on our muscles as our body does. Our body is absolutely fine of working on its own. I got lost a little bit. Low reps, load sets. Okay. Let's move to the second principle. So second principle is going to be something a little bit opposite. So we're going to go with the high difficulty exercise. So for example, if we want and don't have much time, we're going to go with high difficulty, smaller sets, and a long rests. So what I mean by that. For example, let's say we're taking two difficult exercises. I mentioned that on the previous podcast. Two difficult exercises like handstand push-up, like front lever. So that's two opposite muscle groups, and we're gonna train them on the 7-minute cycle. So we're gonna be doing like a very slow circuit with just two exercises. So I'm gonna do my handstand push-up, negatives, or whichever you can do. So for example, I could do 4 at the time I was doing it. I could do 4. So I do only 2. I'm still breaking it down. I'm doing only 2 because we're not gonna get sore. We don't wanna max out. And I rest 3.5 minutes, and I move towards the front lever, and then I rest another 3.5 minutes. So that 7 minute rest since handstand push-up allow me to be fresh on the next set on the handstand push-up. You can apply the same thing with, for example, pull-up. You can do only 3 pull-ups, and you want to increase the strength on your pull-ups. You do 1 pull-up, and then you move, for example, to do some sort of pushing exercise. So you want to work opposite muscles so they don't get tired, and they have full 7 minutes of rest. You can also play around a little bit with the rest. That's the rest amount I needed to recover from handstand push-up to be able to do again handstand push-up. That was back in London last summer, I believe. What's the other difficulty on that second principle is, yes, it's gonna take a little bit of the time, but it's absolutely worth it. You again, your overall volume of the training is gonna be high, because the volume, the worth, let's say the value. Value. That's the word, not volume. The value of the training is gonna be high because you're training strength at the certain areas that you lacking on. And again, you're gonna be most likely able to do it every second day, right? But that also depends on how much time you have. So the first principle, where you have low reps, loads of sets, and short rests, might be the best for you. But then remember, the difficulty of the exercises cannot be as high as with the second principle. So let's break it down. Why exactly working on high volume, high volume principle is going to be very beneficial for you. Your tendons, they're going to catch up. Your strength is going to increase because of the repetitive motion you are doing. You give your muscles enough time to develop. You're not breaking them down, so you can literally train almost every day. You allowing the tendons to catch up. Jesus, I didn't done that for a while. Man, need to get used to it again. And let's give some life examples. So let's say, for example, your pull-ups are 2, and the second one is RPE, the rate of perceived exertion, around 10. Right? You do 5 sets of that, you are absolutely broken. You need to rest. Remember what I said in the beginning. You need to rest 72 hours. 72 hours to be able to perform them with the same quality again. But if I break it down, and in one workout I do, like I said, this case, it's gonna be around 10 pull-ups each workout. By the end of the week, I've already done more repetitions that you've done of your pull-ups to total exertion, to when you were maxing out. And the other good thing is you're not walking tired and sore all the time. Your ranges of motion are not limited, but as I said, you need to take care of the flexibility and mobility of that. I think I cover everything at the moment for that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them, comment under the videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I hope that helps. And I will see you on tomorrow. When tomorrow we're doing some sick routine. We're gonna mix it up a little bit of the whole body again with the burpees. And on Friday is off again because on Sunday we're doing another special, this time for Claire. And that's gonna be loads of reps because Claire is our rep queen from our group. So it's gonna be loads of reps. Everything is gonna come out on the day. So it's a little surprise for her as well. All right, my beautiful people. Thank you very much for your attention. That was a solid 15 minutes of me sometimes stuttering like it's my first time, but you need to forgive me. I need to get back and get used to it. I have to admit it, I was a little bit anxious. But well, what you can do, you need to get used to it. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.